Good morning once again from Universal Orlando. Today we are back to give you all the updates. It's been a while. It's been since March actually, and it is now July. So we're going to update you on everything around the parks, Fast and Furious, Halloween Horror Nights, Lost Continent construction, castle construction, everything. I mean, just so much has happened in just a few months. And we're going to start right here on City Walk. Let's just jump right into this. So yeah, the last time I vlogged, Fast and Furious was a dirt lot with incomplete footers. I don't know how you can see it, but look at her now. Spike's been topped off. Tons of track and supports. Doesn't look like any since my last visit. I was here about a week ago. The LSMs are in. We'll get a better look later, but LSMs and brake fins are in. There might be more track in the back there than the last time I was here. I can't tell. But yeah, then we're heading towards Islands, and Big Fire is right here. And right here is Category 10, which is Luke Combs' new restaurant. That's coming late 2027. They're actually working in there. And the work walls have the parks on them now, not just City Walk stuff. But yeah, we're going to head into Islands for early park admission and see what's going on today.
We have some unlimited unforgettable experience waiting for you. And on the other side of your gate, for friends, we have to open the park. So without further ado, please join me to welcome our honored guests.
My name is Amali. My name is Anya. Welcome to the Island of Adventure. For adventure number. Let the adventure begin.
And the running of the bulls begins. As people literally run. I hope they fall and bust their butt, but yeah, you know. Well, maybe not the father and daughter, but the kids running can fall and bust their butt for all I care. Anyway, we're going to make it to Velocicoaster and catch some rides this morning. So yeah. Oh yeah, this planter is really filled out nice since the hard freeze. We were talking about planting dying last time. And that is one of the main things that was, well, having issues. So it looks really nice. I'm glad it's back. But yeah, we can still see work walls up here. So Confisco's is done, and Starbucks is done and reopened. Confisco's is still open, but then Croissant Moon went down for refurb. I believe the restaurant's actually still open. Yeah, Croissant Moon's still open. It's just the facade's getting covered in scrim. That way's actually been open for early park too recently, but we're headed to Velocicoaster. So early park's actually going a different way at the moment. We're going up around the main part of Seuss Landing because that path is under construction. So there's a big choke point at one of the turns. So yeah, they've had to do construction on that, so they're sending us this way for the moment until that gets finished. The ground is slick. But yeah. We are. No demo. Oh, actually, there is some demo on Poseidon's. There's actually a hole in the wall up there. I'm assuming that hole is probably to rip out, like, electrical, fire, and gas. Like gas lines for the fire, electrical components, and whatnot that can't be demolished with a building. Because everyone's like, oh, I think that building might stay intact. No, that building's coming down, I think. It's too unique for the ride. Most ride buildings nowadays are big boxes with some elevated portions. That is like tiered. It's weird. So I think that's going to be gone, but we'll see. Yeah, not much to say else in Seuss Landing. The bridge up here is finally done. It only took them, you know, months to get it done. But yeah, work walls down there. But yeah, this bridge looks good. Looks nice. And they got the rivets that were really slippery out of it. No demo yet on trees or anything for Poseidon's over there. And the water is all but gone for Mythos, which is going to stay until the end of the year. So, yeah. At least something's going to be staying in here for a while. But yeah, walls have finally come up here. Trident's gone. They demolished that a couple of weeks ago. Because the Trident used to be right here. And that, and the arm is gone. So, yeah, they have not been messing around. Because back there is completely leveled. They leveled everything in the back. Temple's still intact. But again, I think they're waiting to get all the gas lines out before they start major demolition. Poseidon's Fury. Everyone else is heading that way to Hagrid's. And of course, I'm the only one heading to Velocicoaster. What else is new? We're gonna go catch a few early morning rides if the attraction's operating. I don't know. Haven't seen any test cycles yet this morning, so if something came up in testing last night, the ride won't be ready. I know it got struck by lightning the other day, which is interesting. So, you know, that could be causing some issues, but we'll see. I'll keep you updated. But for now, the plan is to ride Velocicoaster.
Daddy, I just balanced some.
Alright, so heading out of Velocicoaster for now. Got 7 rides in an hour, including the first train of the day, and missed a relaunch by 1 train, because of course I did. Trains 4 and 5 are running good. Train 1 is running shaky, but that's no surprise. That train does typically start giving them issues after a while. Train 2 has finally come back from its refurb, meaning Train 3 is out for its teardown. So yeah, but I mean, the ride's running good. It was really, really slow first thing this morning, but I was the only one in the train, so that makes sense. Saw Lost Continent construction, and we'll do a little bit of that in a minute, but they do have excavators and a couple other machines working on, I believe, digging out the old foundations of the old Sinbad Theater. So yeah, we're gonna go check up on that and then do Hagrid's. Alright, coming to Sinbad's Bazaar here in Lost Continent. So, like, the only things left open are Mythos behind us, Fire Eaters behind us, the shop selling How to Train Your Dragon stuff, the first aid, and the bathrooms, and the seating area. That's it. All Hallows Eve Boutique is gone, Kebab's gone, the fountain's gone, the arch is gone. I can't get up over the walls. I don't think you saw anything there. If we do the train, I can show you more later. But, and everything back there is gone. We can actually hear them working. But, yeah. Like, they demoed everything. It's leveled. The old theater is leveled, and they actually do have machines working on digging out the old foundations. So yeah, we're gonna head into Hogsmeade now. Hagrid's finally took away Express Pass, so we're gonna show you how nice it is now that Express is gone. The ride's been averaging about a 75-minute wait, even with the July 4th holidays going on. So yeah, removing Express was one of the best ideas I think they ever had, because I don't know why it was put on in the first place. But yeah, let's go do Hagrid's. Okay, so last May, when they added Express, averaging a 40-minute wait. They have the ratio, they fixed some things, we're down to a 20. But that pushed rate line up to 180-minute average wait time. Now, they're posted at 90, I don't believe that, that's probably more like a 45, 50. But anyway, I just want to show you how nice it is not having Express Pass in this queue, because this is how Hagrid's used to be, this is how Hagrid's should be. And with Express, I honestly wanted to ride the ride less. Everyone did, because it was so hard to get on it. So, yeah, we're just walking through. Just walking through. Just wandering. And this is the single rider queue when it's open nowadays, too. They put it back over here, so you're just going to diverge off like normal. But yeah. So this is where the regular queue's back out to now, so I can actually judge how long the regular queue is. Yeah, this is probably about, judging where it is, probably about a 60. That's not bad. It's probably, could it be 90? I don't know how many trains they're running, yeah. It looks good. But yeah, I would say this is about a 60-minute wait time. So, and with no Express, the line will just continue to move constantly all the way through the Q1, so not bad. But yeah, before we get stopped, we would have been stopped dead already if we still had Express. They aren't leaving up there, which is good. They probably are in the pit, but still only a 60. And I mean, photo validation's open, but not bad. And then past validation, and you're just straight down here into the hallway again. I've missed this so much. It's so nice not having Express Pass here anymore. And we're to load in 8 minutes. So we're heading up towards Hogwarts. Well, kind of. We're gonna go towards the rest of the park. We're not doing Journey at the moment, but the castle just looks fantastic. I mean, was it a big change? No, not at all. It was not at all a big change. It was just a nice fresh coat of paint. But it looks so clean now. I only have one complaint. It's way up at the top. Those spires up there are those things are way too bright. Like, just they're neon green almost, but the rest of the castle looks fantastic. This bridge looks fantastic. It's funny though. It's a metal bridge that's painted to look like wood with a wooden topper or a composite topper on it. This probably got a fresh coat of paint too when they were refurbing the castle, because this whole pathway here was closed. And then even the emergency exit up around the corner, which I'll show you in a second, got some really good paint done to it. But yeah, trees are starting to come back up here some, but you can see the hut still. The Jeep is gone from the Spinosaurus, and the Raptor Bite stand, I believe, had finally opened the last time I checked in. Oh! Okay, so the last time I was here, this was this had primer on it. Now it's back to normal, but it still looks good. But yeah, so we did the castle refurb check-in there. Looks great. And before that, we did Hagrid's. Took us 8 minutes to get on the ride, and we got on 3 times, thanks to team members and some minor issues with the attraction. So first ride, back row, great. Team member said, your ride, go again. So we did, got row 6. We're coming into Hagrid's hut. Audio cuts out completely. So we got to experience basically from Hagrid's hut onwards to the end of the ride with no audio, which was awesome. And then because of that, we got another re-ride, got row 4, everything worked. It was great. Hagrid's, not much else to report on other than the no audio ride. That was really cool. And of course, because we've been on it 230 something times, we filled in for Hagrid on his little lesson there. So yeah, that was cool. I think we're gonna head up, do Spider-Man, and then maybe head to Studios. And Velocicoaster's pulling a 40-minute wait. We're coming up here on River Adventure. I can't really tell if that roofing's had any work done to it, but all the thatch roofing that they have further in and up here they've been completely replacing that. The sign looks maybe refreshed. The colors do look brighter, but I can't really tell. I guess we'll kind of know if they do any more work to it, because it'll look a lot brighter if they do. Again, planting's starting to come back a lot. And Velocity's still running well. This area, the planting's still really dead. I know Terrain on Flyers was testing. We were here about a week ago. So hopefully that attraction will reopen soon, because the only thing in Jurassic Park right now is Camp Jurassic and Velocicoaster. Well, and the Raptor Encounter. While River Adventure's down, this store has photo ops, a couple of them, but that's the one you can pay to get. They're reassembling the animatronics in River, but we still really can't see much of the ride. Apparently they filled it. Apparently they filled the... Oh, I guess the trough's empty now. Yep. So there's actually workers working down in the pit where they replaced some of the ride track. And then I guess they've been doing a lot of work on the actual, where you enter the Raptor paddock, I guess, area. So yeah, the attraction isn't going to reopen until November, so they got a few more months to work on stuff. So we'll keep you updated, but we really can't see much of it from here. And then T-Rex and Jeep are back. And Thunder Falls Terrace will be closing soon. I believe it's supposed to close at the end of this month to make way for a new sit-down restaurant for when Mythos closes. If any of you have heard of Hammond's at Universal Beijing, it's believed to be going to be turning into that or something like that. Maybe not identical because their menu's huge, but something similar to that, or that's the current rumor. And it looks like that building, so it would make sense. Oh, P Flyers is open. There are riders on Terrain on Flyers, so that's good to see that the attraction has finally come back up from its refurb. Kong's going outside, which I don't think that was happening the last time I vlogged, so back in March. But we're glad to see Kong going back outside. It's not much, but it is something. Speaking of that, I don't know why it made me think of it, but I did Grad Bash, and yeah, don't go to it. Just don't go to Grad Bash. And I had fun with my friends, but also helped that I had Attraction Assistance Pass and friends with the team members to help me out. I would say, honestly, just pay for a visit. You're going to pay less for entry, and then you just got to pay for food and stuff, which you would anyway. So best thing to do, I would say, is just come on a regular day in April when it's quiet and skip Grad Bash. Again, had a ton of fun with my friends, but it honestly, if you've never been before, that's not the best time to experience it. Well, we're coming up here at Toon Lagoon. There's not really any refurbs going on. Dudley's and Popeyes are open, and the Past Member Lounge doesn't open for a while, so yeah, we're gonna head up, get on Spider-Man. Yeah, getting on Spider-Man now. And Express just backed up because of photo validation. Alright, did Spidey, and it's Spidey, and everything worked for once, which is kind of out of the ordinary, but Anyway, good ride. Now we're gonna head to Studios, and we'll check up on Fast and Furious and the any HHN merch, and what is it? It's not. The tribute store is there, but the discount store. That's it. Check up on the discount store, and then we have lunch at Confisco at 11:30. So we got to be back over here for then. But yeah, for now we're heading to Studios. So we're on our way to Studios, walking in front of Hard Rock, but you can see construction starting for Cat 10. They they're almost done demoing the deck and everything back there. But yeah, not much to report on yet. I'm sure they'll go vertical in about another month or so. But yeah, we're headed here. We're headed to Fast and Furious. Alright, here we are on top of Hard Rock once again. Checking on Fast and Furious. construction. Yeah. So we're gonna come out here. We're gonna start out here. So spike, obviously. Apparently it's 170 feet. Train will probably go up to, I don't know, about maybe right there. It's not gonna go to the top, that's for sure. But I think in the back it could be cool, or the front, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what to call it with these spinning trains. But yeah, you can see out there on the track, the brake fins are in. We'll get a better look at the LSMs in a second. The there we go. LSM fins are in. This turn was actually the first part that was installed on this side. Like those two pieces right there. Mid-course is in. Twisted hill is in. Overbank turn is in, which I actually want to show this from the bottom because that's a lot steeper of a bank than I thought. That's almost like a elongated cutback style element. Yeah, there's some more tracking since I was last here a week ago. So we're gonna come over here. Real good look up at the overbank. Another look at the LSM fins that are in place. Cutback twisted hill. That white stuff is protective covering over the fins near the transfer track, or the switch track I should say. This turn here, that track is probably going to flow right into the transfer track. We'll take another look at that in a second. Let's go out here. Oh yeah, they got more track in over here. Got a little hoppity hop. There could be, especially if taken backwards or sideways, that could be a really cool element. Up here is, so these are, hold on. Those are fixed magnetic brake fins, and then you can see it transfers into retractable, which means that the train will definitely lose speed here. It's not just a block, and hopefully they'll put that. This section here should have drive tire motors, so that way it can be a block section. We've got pylons in place for catwalks to go in. No more track like that hasn't been put up yet. They're working on the roof for launch control. They're airing out the big metal building that I was talking about last time that could be part of launch control. There's definitely something for chemicals. That's for damn sure. But yeah. Working on the roof of the launch control building. You can see some crates there through the thing. They're moving some other crates in. Let's see. Can't really see anything at Poseidon's from back here yet because I haven't really started work on it, but yeah. Okay, maybe that won't feed. I thought that was going to feed into the switch track there, but maybe not. Because it's that track's gonna keep climbing, so unless it's gonna enter, actually it might enter into the switch track from that direction, so maybe you want to be sitting in the front to go up the spike the highest. Dude, I don't know, this thing's weird. We'll have to wait and see for more track to come in and trains to start moving to see how it travels, but shaping on the twisted hill is good. The overall shaping of the coaster looks good. I don't know. I think it could be top 10. I don't think that it could crack my top 5 because it's got to get over. To crack top 5, it has to beat Fury. To crack top 4, it has to beat Maverick. To crack top 3, it has to beat Stardust. And then to be in top 2, it has to beat Siren's Curse and then Velocicoaster. I don't think it's beating Veloci. I doubt it'll beat Sirens or Stardust. It might have a chance at Maverick or Fury, but I doubt it. Oh, they're moving in more stuff probably for the roof of this building. I don't honestly know how much theming this ride's going to have either. And obviously we can't tell at the moment, but I mean they got power in too. So they got power and looks like AC or cooling systems for launch control here. So yeah, they're getting a lot of work done. We'll look at the under end of the site when we get into studios and take a peek at this from a different angle. They still have not done anything with the rocket posters, which is interesting. And then we'll also check out some Horror Nights stuff when we get into studios. But yeah, this construction is moving fast now that they're putting track up. But yeah, I mean, look at the shaping. It's such a cool, like, looking element, almost. But yeah, we're gonna head into studios now. Yeah, so we've got this new, they're gonna obviously rebuild the pathway, and it's probably gonna come right under the footers here, but they've got bricks over here, either for theming up that building or for the new pathway. We got water bottle holders, t-shirt, Misk t-shirts. Oh, voodoo donut, more voodoo donut, more voodoo donut. What is this? Ah, Marvel, some Punisher stuff, Black Panther, Captain America, Super Dad, Hello Kitty cup, still 70 off. Let's see, we got some figures, the werewolf helmet, stationery set, plush, notebook, ornament. We got sheep on sale. He is, yeah, 32.
What's 70% off?
I don't know. I'll look it up in a minute. Yeah, Funko Pop. Oh, this Nintendo plaque's actually not bad. Plushies. Harry Potter stuff. This weird minion thing. Some more of the Dark Universe stuff in the back. I'm sorry. Oh, they got these stupid comet balls. Headband. Magnet. Posters. More Curse the Werewolf stuff. I don't know that they'll ever get rid of this. Yeah, then get them. I said get them. Yeah. Nothing in here for me, really. Biddy monsters. Yeah, not much in here for me this time, but we'll head over to Halloween Horror Nights, check on stuff in a minute. Tribute store at the moment is, it's not really a store, it's more of a like a tribute display, but it features the new Disclosure Day, so it's got some of like the early stuff about Jaws. So there's 3 different rooms. There's Jaws, Jurassic Park, and E.T. And this is mainly Jaws, so we've got like different props and the script. And then they've got like merchandise, which they claim is opening day, but I own 2 of these items. That was at the park not long ago, and then that's a Lego set that I own. That's awesome. They've got like E.T. over here. So they got, again, more props from the movie. Bag and stuff. This piece is cool. Because it's actually E.T.'s animatronic hand. Bunch of information on Spielberg. And there's some props around. The Packy Seth from Lost World. I think this is Goldblum's outfit. More information. Raptor model from Lost World. Compy model. Ellie's outfit from the original. Dino Eggs brochure that Malcolm's Cane, or not Malcolm Hammond, I mean. Got that. clapboards, Lego set I want, and then we transition into the disclosure day stuff. I actually wanted to see this movie, but haven't had a chance to yet. I might later. Here's some props from the movie, which I think these might not have been here originally. More information. Merch. Then we got Jaws merchandise. Some Jurassic Park.
You want to try it? Yes.
Here on Hollywood Boulevard, they've got some scaffolding up for Halloween Horror Nights. We got lights up here and here. There's another tower on the corner. I thought no towers down here. Thought there might have been, but who knows? The Simpsons are out, but yeah, we don't know anything. I've actually started to get a little frustrated with Universal and the Halloween Horror Nights team, and the fact that we know 8 of the 10 houses, we know no scare zones and nothing about the show, nothing about the food, and we have no frequent fear, rush of fear. Like, we have none of the passes out yet. It's the second week of July and we know nothing, basically. We know 8 houses, that's it. And I know that, you know, typically about the second, third week of July is when they start really putting stuff out, but it's kind of annoying. We do have a prop or a photo op for the Odyssey. And I mean, I am glad to see, like, you know, they've got stuff that they're putting up, props and whatnot, but we don't know anything. We don't know what any of this is going to be, and I really hope some of the rumors aren't true. I want to talk about the houses in a second, but we got this big arch here. This scare zone's usually the best, so hopefully it's a good one this year. More trusses, lighting towers, and everything through here. We got Alex the Lion. There's kids there, so, you know, no videoing that. But, yeah, I mean, they got the lighting towers and scrim back up in here. Hopefully we'll get some actual theming in here soon, or they'll just announce it so we know what's going on. That would be nice. We got this weird shaped piece over here. We got some kind of stage forming here in the square over by DreamWorks Land. We're actually going to pop into DreamWorks Land, see if there's any updates to give you. More lighting towers, a lot of towers focusing here, so I imagine, like Cat Lady, there's going to be a show. And I mean, this stage is probably just the beginning, because last year with Cat Lady, it started like a shorter, wider version of this, and just this area just blew up. But we're heading into DreamWorks Land now. I'll talk more Horror Nights as we head back into the main park, but I'm going to transition with DreamWorks Land to Universal Kids Resort in Texas. I have not been, so I cannot personally say from experience about it. I can say from what I've seen, it's depressing. So the rumored budget is about $550 million. To put that into perspective, Epic Universe cost $7 billion. Battle at the Ministry cost about $500 million. One attraction in Epic cost about the same as the Kids Resort. And yeah, so they did not allocate enough budget to actually put money into that resort, which is just depressing. But anyway, this splash pad, gone. They wiped the splash pad out, which it was nothing but trouble to begin with anyway. But yeah, it's just kind of annoying. This area is actually dead. There's not a lot of kids in the park, and there's tons of characters out. Like, we saw Alex before, Kitty's over there, Shrek and Donkey are out, the Trolls are out. I don't know how I'm timing this right, but like, everyone's out right now. It's crazy. But the roller coaster's running half empty, so probably no one up there. But I'm just gonna say this, that like the kids resort, I've heard the argument of, oh, it's just for kids, it doesn't need to be high budget. Yes, but the kids are there, and then the parents are there, and the parents need to be able to enjoy it because they're ultimately the ones spending the money on going there. So I don't understand why they didn't pour more money into it, because it looks terrible. Like, I mean, it looks like what they did here at the back with this thing. You can tell it's a Curious George play structure. They just repurposed it. I'm not going to go back in there because everything looks to be working. For the most part, upkeep on this land has been good. Just the splash pad's a bit of a problem. But, yeah. Awesome to see how many characters are out today. But, yeah. My opinion, Kids Resort is not... It's not even a good park for kids. There's no foliage, there's no anything. And it's like, yes, the foliage will grow, like Epic. I've been arguing that for a while now. But it's not going to grow into shade trees. They're going to grow into decorative plants, which is the same problem that Epic has. Epic has a lot of decorative plants. It doesn't have big shade trees like these. These provide shade. Epic's planting in trees is meant for decoration, not for shade, which is the problem. Now, that said, I love Epic. The amount of money they poured into Epic is great. The park looks awesome. It's beautiful. Shade and coolness will come. They're working on it. With Texas, I've been to Texas, not Fresno. I never noticed this little caterpillar here. There's a little caterpillar on top of that light. But I'm going to say, I've never been to Fresco, Texas. But I have been to Texas in general. I've been to San Antonio, Fiesta, Texas, over Texas, SeaWorld, all that. Texas is hot. It's desolate. It's barren. So low shrubbery kind of makes sense because that's what Texas is. It has low shrubbery. But to make up for that, there should be shade coverings and misters and fans and everything there. From what I've heard, there's not really a lot of that. From the pictures I've seen, the theming is sparse. The attractions they're kids' attractions, which makes sense. But, I will use the argument that it's just for kids on the attraction side of things, in that the fact that they have 2 kiddie coasters, a small family river rapids, a kids' play structure, like, that is where the argument, it's just for kids, comes in. It is not a enthusiast, credit hunters, like, dream park. It is built for kids, but that doesn't excuse them from only dumping in the budget of one Epic Universe attraction into the park, if that's true. I'm not saying that it is true, but it would make sense. And even with $500 million, Battle of the Ministry still looks incomplete to me in the ending. But that's besides the point. We're talking about Kids Resort. The fact that it's barren, it's open, it's desolate, there's not a lot of theming, and there's no shade. So they should have poured a lot more work or money into that park, a lot more effort. But yeah, I digress. I haven't seen it, so I can't, can't talk on it like too much, because I've never actually seen it for myself, but I can definitely say it shouldn't have the Universal name on it, let's be honest. Anyway, we're gonna go back, check on some Halloween Horror Nights houses, and then continue on our way. And after we check up on these houses back here, I'll give you my thoughts on some of the house themes for this year. So let's see if they've got any work done. Nope. Nothing for the tent houses yet, but I'm still gonna walk back here just to see. Hey, the planting dying really helped visibility. Yeah. Nothing. They got a dumpster out here, but nothing on that we can see from here on either of these houses or the 2 tents in the back. So we're gonna keep moving on. So we've had 8 houses announced so far, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not impressed. Now, obviously, can't judge a book by its cover. We don't actually know what the houses are going to be like on the inside. They could be, all $1 million, $2 million houses with some of the best theming in the world, awesome scare actors, and everything else. Or it could suck. I don't know. Because you really never know, because there's just so many variables within the houses. So as far as the themes go, though, here's my opinion on it. I'm gonna kind of go down the list in like the order of most anticipated to least anticipated. So, most Cyborgia. I believe that ties into like the Bugs house they had a couple years ago. I just like the concept. I think it's cool. It provides the opportunity to have some animatronics in the house, which, let's be honest, last year's implementation of animatronics was horrendous. With FNAF, that was just, they were bad animatronics, they were cheap. And yeah, that house is just bad. But Cyborgs has the opportunity for them to redeem themselves. It has a pretty scary concept. It's got good ideas. I like the house, but I'm hoping that it's good because that's my most anticipated. We'll have to wait and see. We are coming up on the entrances to the tent houses. So we got pylons here and here. Here, I'll actually turn around for you. It has been confirmed that Nightmare Fuel is not going to be here this year, but we can actually see, and they were ratcheting the last time we were here, but there's new lighting rigs put up in the ceiling for whatever the new show is. So hopefully it's good, but I'm going to talk more on that too. But they do have like pylons up for the show over here and behind me. So yeah, and then there's another tower over there. We can see Fast Spike. Anyway. So yeah, Cyborg's definitely most anticipated. Second most anticipated, probably Alien Invasion. So it's gonna be like in the middle of the rural country farmhouse. Aliens are gonna invade and abduct humans. The Mars house at Busch Gardens, Tampa last year was fantastic. I hope to go to Howl-O-Scream this year too. But yeah, the Mars house last year was great. I gotta get to Islands in 15 minutes. Oh, more lighting towers out here outside Diagon Alley. But really, truly a fantastic house from Busch. So, knowing Universal, I'm hoping that it's going to be the same level of high quality as was seen with Mars. And I just like the concept of like evil aliens. Rawr. Like it looks cool. It sounds like a good concept. Diagon Alley, there are props out for Death Eaters, so they're coming back this year. Then we have Jack and Oddfellow, the first announcement. And honestly, you would think that that would be my most anticipated because let's see. Well, I loved Oddfellow's house from HHN 32. I thought it was one of the top houses at the entire event. But you too, thank you. I thought it was one of the best houses at the event, and apparently Chaos and Control, which is the name of the new house, is going to be the most technologically advanced house they've ever put out at Halloween Horror Nights. So, very exciting, but I'm also nervous that it's not going to live up to the hype because it always seems like my most anticipated house disappoints. Most anticipated for 32 was Stranger Things. It was terrible. Most anticipated for 33 was Monsters. Terrible. And then most anticipated last year was Gawkin. Solid house, but not as good as I was hoping. All right, we're going to pause this talk for a second. So Ghirardelli's under construction again. And we had the same setup for Club Horror as we did last year. Not really looking forward to that. That was kind of bust. Orca photo op, boat photo op, tons of props for Jaws. The cruiser's back. They got another photo op with the sign over here. Richter's has been taken over. It's a Jaws summer. And I can't say I'm complaining because I love Jaws. But yeah, this tower's back under construction again, even though they like just refurbed it like a year ago. But whatever. You know, if it needs work, it needs work. But yeah, there's the photo op. And that looks like the beach from Amity. Fast and Furious Supercharged, gonna close in hopefully March, I think, is what I've been hearing, for the new attraction. Which is good, because that ride sucks. So yeah, left off at Jack and Oddfellow. Really excited for that house. Should be great, should be awesome. Then, next I would say, probably Sinners. I watched the movie. It was good. I enjoyed it. It's definitely, I think it can be a very pretty house. I don't think it's going to be a very scary house, because that movie was not scary. But it was a good movie, it was an enjoyable movie, and it has a possibility of being a really cool house, depending on how they do some of the things in that movie. We're going to turn you around again. So we're heading to New York here. Finnegan's has been under scrim. They actually just ripped the entire facade and interior of Finnegan's out. They are just completely demo and rebuild that place. So yeah, you can see, look, facade gone, interior gone. So hopefully it's as good as it used to be, because that was a really good option. Tribute stores rumored to go back in there this year, which is absolutely terrible, because last year's tribute store wasn't even a tribute store, it was just a store. And with Mummy being open for Halloween Horror Nights, it was a mess. So I really, really hope that does not come to fruition. I hope it's back over here or in Hollywood, but we'll see. Biggest stage we've seen in New York yet, probably something for Icons, I would imagine. Again, just me guessing, because we don't have an announcement yet. We're going to pop back, checking on fast before we head to Islands again. They're repairing the Ghostbusters facade. They've got drive tires in here. Oh, they got dual drive tires. There's dual drive tires on the thing. Those trains are gonna be heavy then. Those must be heavy trains. So we're gonna climb up here, see what we can see. Yep. So they're starting to put the back on the station. That's why the crane's back there. You can see the platform going in for this track. The other track's hidden behind the thing. Elevator shafts. This will most likely be the entrance. Catwalks going in. Maintenance bay in the back. Track and drive tires are all in place here. Not really much more to say here. I'm gonna keep moving because I gotta get. Yeah, I now have 10 minutes to get to Islands. Anyway, so we're gonna keep moving and grooving. But yeah, this coaster's coming up fast. They finished up with this run out, so they repaved this street. They basically just repaved the entire street here. Looks really nice. So we're gonna head up around the corner, check on one more thing, and then we're gonna head back to Islands. I left off with Sinners, which is my fourth. After that would probably be HR Blood and Guts. He is in, oh, more towers. And there's like a big truss structure over there for where the food booths normally are. So hopefully they're there again. But yeah. Let's see. So we got Sinners and then HR Blood and Guts. HR Blood and Guts is an original character. Ooh, they got supports out here now. But HR Blood and Guts is an original character from Universal that they created for Halloween Horror Nights. He is a TV producer. The house looks like it could be more of a campy house, could be more of a fun house, which are typically better because I don't really get scared anyway. So I think it could be fun. I just don't know much about it, so it's kind of lower on the list. Lighting towers for Q. All the fast track back there. This is the first launch right here. You can see the covering over the LSM fins. And then, oh, they got the brake run coming out of here now. So they got more track added to the brake run. Or the final, yeah, you can see the fixed LSM fins. Or not LSM, I'm sorry, fixed magnetic brakes through the building there. But yeah, they're getting the supports up to finish for the ending of the ride, as it's going to work its way down behind music stage here to connect up with the rest of the attraction. I'm curious to see what the big elements behind here are going to be. But yeah, looks like it's gonna be a really fun ride. And they've got Minions and Monsters photo ops. So we have Eileen up on the thing. We have an Eileen photo op with a Minion here. So yeah, tons and tons and tons of work being done on both Horror Nights and Fast and Furious. All right, so time to book it to Islands. But yeah, Halloween Horror Nights, HR1, you guys. Definitely think it's gonna be a fun, campy house, not really scary, which is fine with me, but I just don't know much about them. Then after that, I'm gonna put Hellraiser, IP house. I don't know much about the IP. I've never watched either of the 3 movies. I tried to look up a summary. I didn't really understand the summary, so I'm just gonna say that the merchandise is awesome, which we will hopefully take a look at later, but I can't put it up that high because I don't know anything about that house. I don't know anything about the theme. So it could be awesome, it could be terrible. Who knows? I don't. Some people do though. They would know about it. Now I sound like Donald Trump. God damn. Anyway, I'm just rambling at this point because it's all, but it's literally, this is all just speculation. I could be completely wrong. The houses this year could be all fantastic, could be terrible. Who knows? After that, we're gonna put caged cannibals. Basically, the zoo has been overrun by cannibals and they're trying to eat you. Basic theme, kind of basic story. I don't know that I'm gonna care for it, but we're gonna go through it. We'll see how it is. I don't know. Everyone's been pushing for a zoo house, so could be good, could be bad. We'll have to wait and see. And then at number 8, because we don't have the last 2 announced yet, is Stranger Things. Because Stranger Things during HHN 32 was an atrocity of a house. It was awful. And season 4 was a fantastic season of the show. Actually had a couple of jump scares, really good, compelling shots, good story, good cinematography, good music. Everything was going to lend itself to a fantastic house, and they failed. Then, fast forward to end of 2025, beginning of 2026. Here we go. Stranger Things Season 5, the season finale. Everything's ending. Coming off of a high note on Season 4, a little annoyed that, you know, it took them so long to come out with a finale. It took them 4 years to finally get a finale out. And it's the biggest letdown of any TV show I've never watched. I never watched Lord of the Rings, but heard that was terrible. Or Game of Thrones, or I think it was Game of Thrones actually. I don't know. There was a TV show with a terrible ending that everyone hates that I've never watched. But for me, Stranger Things was the worst ending to a TV show ever. It was so disappointing because Season 4 was it was a masterpiece. Season 5 had terrible writing, bad acting, focused way too much on Will and his whole love story. No, you don't defeat Vecna with the power of being gay because you suddenly can just know. Like, that whole speech about him being gay was just so stupid and boring and just killed the pacing. The Shadow Monster, the Mind Flayer went down way too easy. The big lead up for no payoff at all. And like, it was a crap ending because it's like, oh, did Elle survive? Did she not? We don't know. Like, it was just bad, and there were so many inconsistencies. And then the show was over, everyone knew it was over, and then the fans went, oh, Conformity Gate, oh, we're gonna get a secret 9th episode, even though everyone already paid to, watch the finale in theaters, and yeah, there's all these little inconsistencies that totally weren't just inconsistencies because the Duffer Brothers aren't that good at writing. Like, it wasn't Vecna, it wasn't story, it was the Duffer Brothers suck at writing. They had a few good seasons there, and then Season 5, they just dropped the ball. So I don't see how that house is going to be any good. I knew it was coming. I knew we were going to get Stranger Things Season 5 as a house this year. There's no way we couldn't have. But if it's, I hope it's better than the actual TV show. So yeah, definitely gonna be the bottom of the list. We have 2 more unannounced houses. The rumors are Ozzy Osbourne and Evil Dead Burn. I'm gonna talk about Evil Dead first. Evil Dead Burn. I know it's a new movie in the Evil Dead franchise coming out this year. I know nothing else about it. I've never watched the franchise. If it comes to Halloween Horror Nights, I probably will watch the franchise because, yeah, it looks interesting. It could be good. I don't know that much about it though. So if it's announced, I'm gonna do some research. Maybe I'll watch the franchise. Ozzy Osbourne. Yes, I want Ozzy to have a house. I'll talk about it more in a second because I actually have a little bit to say on this topic. But that's a very anticipated house for me if it's true. Yeah, we're through the gate into Islands. I'm trying to make it to Confisco's in 3 minutes. We will. But Ozzy Osbourne, I love that idea. I love rock and roll and metal music. Ozzy unfortunately passed earlier on in the year. And the fact that we could be seeing a house for him is awesome. He's not one of my favorite musicians, writers. Like, he's not one of my favorites. But I enjoy a handful of his and Black Sabbath's songs. So the fact that we could be getting a house for him is awesome. But this is one house I will say, they have to put effort into the sets, obviously. You always have to put effort into the sets. But this one is going to depend on music choice, sound design, and actor effort. If the actors really want to portray the feeling, the idea of Ozzy and go all out with this house, and Universal chooses the right songs in the right combination with the right sound design, you could have one of the best Halloween Horror Nights houses ever, or one of the worst. I don't think this is just going to be a mediocre house. It's either going to be the best one or the worst one. But if Ozzy is true, that will become my #1 most anticipated. I hope it lives up to the hype, and I hope it's true. It's just a rumor. We'll see. I don't know many rumors about scare zones or the shows yet. But anyway, we're going to go have lunch at Confisco's now. Alright, so we had lunch at Confisco Grill. I tried the birria burger, which was burger patty, birria beef, salsa verde, cheese, burger bun, french fries. Solid option, very Latin inspired. It was almost like a pulled pork burger, but like Latin American inspired. I don't know. It was good. I give it like a 3.5 or a 4 out of 5. It was good. I would get it again. Definitely would. But yeah, then we just got 2 more rides on Velocicoaster. And one of them, the first one was interesting because we came into launch 1 and the show went off and you hear the boom and then, you know, train takes off. Well, the train went to go, halted, and then took off. It was almost like, kind of like a very quick version of Stardust's 2-part launch, where it started to boost, held up, and then boosted us fully. I don't know. It was an interesting sensation, but I don't know why it happened. But yeah, very curious. So I'm gonna ask around about that, but that was definitely cool. Otherwise, ride's running great. It's the afternoon now, so all the speed that it didn't have this morning, it has now. And now we're gonna go get on Forbidden Journey, and hopefully everything's working this time, because last time, like, all the animatronics were down, none of the fog was on. So we'll see how it's going. Did Forbidden Journey. I will say the Grad Bash, when I rode it, it looked like amazing. All the projections were clear, everything worked. Since then, last time we rode it, nothing worked. Like, all the animatronics were down. This time, all the animatronics were working. The dragon and the basilisk skeleton were spitting smoke, finally. The only thing that didn't work is there's this skull right after the basilisk skeleton that on a projector that didn't show. And then the projection of the people's faces didn't work either. But otherwise, everything else is pretty good. The Quidditch scene the projector was a little shaky. But otherwise, all the other projections look good. Everything else worked. So, glad to see that they're trying to keep up with Forbidden Journey, even if some of the systems are outdated. But we're gonna head up. I'm gonna do Hulk, and then we're probably gonna come back and do Hagrid's. I just got 2 back-to-back rides there on Hulk, both in the back row. Ride was running pretty good, a little shaky, like I could actually see the rows shaking back and forth laterally. So something's up with the alignment, but otherwise, good ride, fast and tense, running strong. Now we're in line, well, walking through the queue for Hagrid's. So yeah, hopefully this will be another 8 to 10 minute walk on. And then we'll be moving on. But yeah, just heading into Hagrid's now. We'll check where the queue is. So the ride's posted at 70 and the queue is definitely deeper in now than it was before. Before it was down, the regular queue, was down there. Now it's down to here, but it is weaving. So I would say probably this would be about 40. If it moves right, I would say 40, 45 maybe. At the very worst, 50, but no more than 50. The train to studios, as you can see, completely cleared out. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see much from this queue or if they've got it all scrimmed up, but we'll see when we get up around the corner. Yeah, you can't really see much other than the fact that there's nothing. I mean, there's nothing really to see at the moment. Oh. Okay. Alright, so last time you saw me was at the train station. We were checking it on the Lost Continent construction. Couldn't see anything just because, you know, there's work walls and there's really nothing to see. It's leveled. But the train actually broke, so I ended up walking out of that, walked to studios, did Mummy, E.T., Men in Black, and Transformers. Yeah, Transformers is better than it has been recently. I actually enjoyed it this time. Mummy was running good. E.T. was good. Most of the effects work. Everything looks nice and well. Like, it looks like it got recently updated, which I believe it did. I can't remember. I can't keep track of all the closures. I know Men in Black just reopened, and I gotta say, I hate the refurb. Yes, all the lights are brighter in there. All the effects look better, but there's so much fog. The targeting system doesn't work right. Like, it can't properly pick up on the targets anymore. It's bad. I don't like it. I got like 343, which isn't, it's not awful, but I was doing a lot better before they pumped all that fog in there. So I think if they got rid of the fog, the ride would be much better. Went back to Islands. They moved back from a white to a silver. White is lightning within 5 miles when all outdoor attractions must shut down. Silver is 10 miles. And so Hulk and Doom started to cycle. Velosa got cleared, started to test cycle, and then inevitably went back down again because we moved back to a white. Lightning and thunder is right over us, so we're just gonna head out. Overall, good day. Lots of updates, especially since I haven't been here since March. Fast and Furious is looking good. Got 9 rides on Velosa, 4 on Hagrid, some really unique experiences. I'm gonna go get undercover now. But overall, fantastic day. Hope you all enjoyed, and I hope to see you in like a week or two on another adventure.